This is Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, day 1524. They were doing your Yardis and Race Study Vav, Steve Nun Beis till Samech Aleph. Sounds like a lot. Nun Beis. The custom Rambam Rage Parak Zion, Ram Rice, and Boys over Kem, somebody wants to plant next to a vineyard. Marchik Arba Amos, Mikar, find him. He distances himself 4 amos from the roots of the grapevines and plants. He gave any opinions, if it's individual grapevine, marking matter shisha tvachim, you distance yourself 6 tvachim, and you plant. If it's a row of grapevines, one next to each other. Even if it's 100 ains a kerem el kerem, it's not a vineyard, it's like an individual grapevine. Rahim and Ashur Shisha Tvachim, and you distance yourself 6 tvachim from the row, and you plant. You stay shows if there are 2 rows, so he's a kerem. That's a kerem. So you have to distance 4 amos on all sides, and then you plant. How many do you have in each row? You need to have in each row. 3 or more grapevines. Even though 2 by 2 with one coming as the tail, that's sufficient. That's when they are in the 2-2-1 position. It's not in that version. You need 3 and 3. That's the other, but it's the chiddush in itself. So it's more than 3 can add 3 opposite 3. Really, the parents say mikre dafka kazeh. That's when you have this picture 2, 2, 1 in the middle. Now when they're 3 in one row, the b'shur achas al beinu shlosh k'neged shlosha. When you're 3, which is very radical. It's sort of, we don't patch it like that. So you say, according to this interpretation, according to the Rambam's interpretation, this is interpretation of Yerushalmi, which again is nobody's interpretation. That's really the 5 are only 2, 2, 1 in the middle. And if they don't have 4, you need to have 6. Okay, the b'shur achas being a shlosh k'neged. If they're in a row, you need 3 and 3. Unless he has the 5th one standing distant from them and opposite the gap between them. It should be a base b'shur of a shlosh b'shur. Those who say, which is the conventional understanding, it's 2 and 3. Row of 2, row of 3. Nungim okasav. Ram also it's a matter of Murim. Where's this true? Should have been geffen. So you have between each vine 4 to 8 amos. I mean, you can bench there shmona amos. But if they're between the 2 rows, they're 8 amos. Chutzim finding besides the place of the mines. Those they are separated from each other. It's not one vineyard. You only have this yourself 6 talking from each row. Between them less than 4 amos. It's like one grapevine because they're going to be uprooted. At least some of them. You have to go 6 talking to each distance to side only. If there are 3 rows, even if there's less than 4 between them, they look like a vineyard. Look at the middle row as if it's not there. So if there are 3 rows, make all sure between each row there are 8 amos there. There's more than 8 amos or more. Raises or banner so you can plant between the rows because they're not connected. Therefore, some of your plants is vineyard to begin with. And you separate between each row 8 amos. Put the plant in the interim spaces. This is stuff in each and every row. Shisha tvachim. Only 6 tvachim and is necessary. Be planted outside. And then you have this is up from the outer row 4 amos like other vineyards. Ben Hashur because so this I guess not sure whether it should be. Guess it's Maris Eindicker thing. Choshen B6 we have 6 on the outside as well. This is the quote from the Rambam. We'll have to see where Arukh HaShulchan explains it. Painting in a shorshul zeh keren kerem shalom. So this halacha between the rows is not like the a kerem which became desolate in the middle. There, here initially planted at a distance. Okay, now he explains the Rambam. The explanation is name Bakrachas a kerem in a bald spot in the vineyard. Then a kerem shkar bimtzal, and there's a vineyard which went bald in the middle. This in the middle. Have a chaka tezainamon. There you need 16 amos. So in order to be able to plant seeds. Now Reish break down, like it says, be in the void berg kilayim. Krachas akem chulei beisol a bald spot in the vineyard. Beisol meim tezainamon 16 amos. I'm going to tell karmon mitchila. But if you're initially planting your vineyard, yesh, you have yesh shamplutas, you have machlekes. Now that's what Mishnah Test says. Mishnah Test Hainu Test Karmel Test Zayin Amma. You plant your vineyard with 16 amma gaps. Mutabi Zer Shalom. You can bring the seeds there. It'll be Meir Rishim Meir Kof and Otea Al Shmona Amos Mutter. Even you only get planted with a gap of 8 amos is Mutter. Upasakay Meir Rabbi Shimon, Pasakay Meir and Rabbi Shimon. Mishnah Yerushalmi Sham Amrav L'Hokray Meir Rabbi Shimon V'Chol Ayin Sham, because that's what Yerushalmi says. Zer Sham and Ein Din Zeh Zeh. Everybody says that this the halach of this vineyard is not Kekerem Shchav Chulei Kumar Yishami and Tesayim. So it started being a Chalei Shem Kerem, and then it got a bald spot in the middle. You needed 16 amos. But here came Shlomo Mishklas. Peter says you plant initially without it ever achieving a Chalei Shem Kerem. So then, 8 amos. So why Taki say this on the outside need 4 amos like any kerem? Like we said, looks bad. The bechutz einam margishim from the outside. They don't sense shum mishum b'shar there's any other vineyard. Fixed they ask them, "May I look at that?" I asked mechtesa. Where did you get this gzeira? What you make on your own? Vineyard shum shum betocho shmona. Come to Yerushalmi, which is inside its 8. Chutzolo tezayin, outside it's 16 ayin chum. Farishi says, Farishi says, explains the dafka tezayin entzor chaka chutzolo. Where he explains that if it's tezayin, 16 amos between the rows internally, you know chaka externally. Mishum the guy but chaka fresh, because also distance one can see that broad expanse of desolation in the middle of the yard. But because inside was less than the 16, and the Karachokas can't be told at a distance. Bragg says here, they had difficulty explaining this. I think the Pshah is I said it. You don't say that this Yontif says with difficulty. That's whatever Tezai means. The Moshe, the Mochel, Lomda learns it from a surrounded area. Which will sound the Duk, like we wrote it. Don't hate. The session between Paz and Arbam was being Shura Lashura, being Beisha, the essentials between, in the halach of lesson for Amos, between rows, being Beishu rows, whether there are 2 rows, the Shalosh rows and 3 rows. Mishnah Perek Beis, Mishnah Beis Perek Hey. Now it says, Kem Shinrata, Pachas Me Arbamas. Vineyard is less than 4 amos. It says you look at the middle ones as if they're uprooted. Ayin Sham. By 2 rows you pass in Rabbi Shimon, and we look at the middle ones it's not a vineyard. In 3 rows you pass in a chamim. It's very astonishing amahalach. The Torah said we have difficulty with this. He also leaves out everything stands to Yerushalmi. The near is like near Mishnah Basra. It's in Babasa, he has Shas Mishnah Zoom, Madame Kilayim Lechira, and draws a parallel between Kilayim and sales. Pasak Rava, the Hilchasa, Pasak Rava, Rav Paskas, Hilchasa, Arba is a test time from 4 to 16, it is a Karamite shop. Okay, Pasak Rav Shimon, say Pasak Rav Shimon. Risham Mishnah Isa, Risham, it says, Arma Lam, Rav Shimon says, O Sam Shatam Rim Raim, and some Twikilatum. Those who say that you look at the middle ones if they're not there, Haredi Kosh came they're the primary part of the vineyard. I can show them. What does it mean? The Bishlosh Shul Shapir Minake. If 3 rows, you understand it. That dying you start to move character is going to have the countenance of a vineyard. Of Osam Shem Tlem Omim. With that, you're talking about Klomar Bishtei rows. 2 rows. Hare Ein Ikosh Keren, the primary part of the vineyard. Okay, which Elo Shtei rows. So it's only 2 rows. Like Sava Same Ikosh Kerem. And the I don't know what he means by this, but the corners are the primary part of the kerem. Guess there's only 2 rows, so the corners are primary. Shimon concedes in 3 shuros. Okay, he lost me on this. Shimon. It's 4 amos together. It's some reason he says the whole Shimon concedes the point. That way 3 shuros. Yes, by 2 shuros, Shimon argues. He says can't see him Enam because only 2 rows, but it's between in the 2 rows. Whereas, but since the 2 rows are equal, I guess you can't look at anything as uprooted. But if there are 3 rows, so anyway, you can rely on the other ones. So if you look at the middle ones, if they're uprooted, they're still left for the kerem. But no, something along those lines. Nova, Paisa Bashura is beside the Shura Achashok, finding beside the Shchaveh, Shura Achashok, Kenegdor. Kremla Pachas Michasamos, that's an interesting scenario. He had they had a kerem, but it covered 2 fields, your field and your friend's field. But it was in the proper parameters of distancing over the course of 2 vineyards. Even in the middle you have a individual's path. Okay, and Derech Rab is something which looks like it's a path for the masses. Master Shrab is called a pathway for the masses. Or a fence is less than 10 tvachim high. They still join together to make up a kerem. One row is on the ground, one is on a step. If the step is more than 10 above the ground, they don't join together. Less than that, they do join together. Plant 5 vines, 2 by 3. Raising the kerem card is called a small vineyard. So you have to distance 4 amos on each side. We planted 2 by 2, 1 in the middle. Yes, 2, 1, 2, like the dice which has 5 dice, the number 5 on the dice. Which explains here, meaning kind of echad, kind of rishona, one opposite one. Vashniya can have shlishis, and the same one is like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's Enoker. It's not a vineyard. Main tzarich l'grak shisha toy l'charuach. You only need 6 tvachim on each side. It's like an individual grapevine. Sifnum beis b'yard in the Rambam tzarich hayetz is on lamo knegim minayim. Again, a difficult sheet he had that according to Rambam, it's the square and another one in the bottom, in the middle. Nurches, kerem shecharab diyesh b'ulaka esek fayim chol beisah, a vineyard which became desolate in the middle, but there's still 10 grapevines in each beisah. To a shtayim chulei, which can plant in the proper form of a kerem. Uyesh b'ulachayim shosh kneged shosh, so you can find a way to get 3 opposite 3. Raising the kerem now it's called a thin kerem. Also, is now it's planted in its entirety. Because if a 3 by 3 is considered to be a kerem, we said in base. It's by 3 by 3. That's considered to be a kerem, like a sword sitting in base. A vineyard which is not planted in rows and murba, but rather mixed randomly. We can get a configuration of 2 up and 3, Moshe's Barak, we said, three opposite 3, have a kerem, it's kerem. If not, ain't no kerem. You can have a yechidus, and it looks like an individual vine. This is of 6 from each vineyard vine. There's a new plant. The cloud in the middle, the Jean says, the Be'inyan HaKivun Zeh Keneged Zeh, in terms of the correspondence, one opposite the other, Hogan Achar Ikar go after the trunk. The Meikar have a mechuban if the trunk is mechuban, shtayim 2 by 2, etc. Alpha bishanofi and mechuban, even though the foliage is not in sync. Let's talk about No, to this problem, because there's a carrot. Well, have the opposite. In Ma'ika and B'chuman, of the trunks are not in sync. Even though the foliage is, in a well, it's not effective. In other words, it's not a carrot. To Medina lo sachim rachar ikav lo achar enough. Most of the lachas of trees you go after the trunk, not the foliage. But dai show the kusan shall find him enu mechuvanim. If when they're thin, the grapevines are not considered to be correspond. When they get thick, harei mechuvanim, they do correspond. Because mechuvanim it's called corresponding. But it's a carrot, it's minyan. Can't say mechuvanim. I know if it's corresponds or not. Maybe chudamido, you bring a measuring string. Mosel zuzun, you pull, you extend it from one to the other. Kirev shemanim will seem like people do when they build walls and want to make sure they're straight. Nun test. When these birds already become clavus, even in doubt. Also, if a vineyard became desolate in the middle, the distancing is 16 amos. Was made initially to be thin, so it's not to have 8 amos. English I can ask, but his brother Sibla will learn to become a even an absolute vineyard, a true vineyard, the distance internally is Tessa, Confucius Nika. 16 hours based on the extent of the deriving nourishment. I was so that was it's full of grapevines. Since there's no way of recognizing any bald spots, we go after the shear of the deriving nourishment. So I'm going to see if I'm down. They're distant from each other. It's enough to have 8 amos. I became Shemoli, but a vineyard which is complete. And then became the bald and desolate in the middle. So I tested Hamo. Then you need test Hamo in order to plant. I mean, Nigaki Eno Rakushmana Amos. Also, in effect, that ends up being 8 amos. How so? Okay, so 10 amos called side, the distance of 4 amos each side. However, it's kind of male and ches amos, and you have only 8 amos left to plant in the middle. So the gap of 10 amos gives you 8 plantable amos. Karachas, the kerem tesanama. The boss man the vineyard is 16 amos. Osmarchik mikorik fanim. Kosar arba amos. And he does himself 4 from the roots, from the trunks, 4 amos. Bezorash mar and the storm. Benzorash, so you can plant the remaining 8 in the middle of the bald spot. Main shot tesanama. If there aren't 16 amos, can't plant anything there. The nosim mikol sad. Those who whatever is left on each side is negated. What if he did this 4 amos? They planted 6 amos, 7 amos. It won't make it consecrated also. Since there's a share of 4 amos for the working on the vineyard, but the other works. Told Arba amos already plant within 4 amos of each side of the vineyard. When your plant becomes also to derive benefit. A place is left desolate without grapevines. It's the end of the vineyard, or next to a fence. The surrounding part of the vineyard. The owners leave these places in mechol as vilimchol. He's learning it. I was in mechol kerem. It's like a circle. An empty spot circled in the carrot. But he says, it's machel. It's moichel. He forgoes. But not to plant there. There's 12 amos. So the market is not only one side is the fence, the other side is the vineyard. Market McVine Marabamos, you can this is out 4 amos from the Kfanim, the Zora, and plant. You'll have a Pachim, is also less than that, it's also that time. The reason is the dot amos should start a Kfanim, the 4 amos next to the grapevines. Have a Harevos Karen. That's the Avodas Karen. The Arab Amos should start going. The 4 amos next to the vineyard. Kankin Botel. It's also no. The Menichin also Lechiluch. People leave it to walk. Lechein, therefore, Lechein Im Nisha Arab Amos have a Mokum Choshev. So there's 4 amos left. It's a Mokum Choshev. We can plant those 4 amos. You have not. It's Botel. You can't plant anything there. But if you did, but you have it, amos to raise a called kiddush, low kiddush. Since you did this 4 amos, it doesn't consecrate. I would talk arba amos to find kiddush, but within 4 amos of the kfan, it does consecrate. It's also and the 8 from there to the wall. Even though we should only plant no more than 4, the 8 from there to the wall is not mekadesh. Okay, that brings us to the end for today.